Oh, they're related to me. I was able to find on this 1920 census for the Cracchiolo family that I know is distantly related to Mia Familia de Randazzo. So I've already done all of that. But I noticed that there was a Simonetta and Pizzo and a Badalamenti here at down, Battle Giuseppe and Petrina, Badalamenti, and then the kids are on the other side. Sam, which is usually for Salvador, Ida, John or Giovanni, Matthew, Pauline, and Joseph Jr., Giuseppe Jr. So, uh, pretty certain. Now, I don't know. I'm going into this pretty blind. Well, the Pizzo are, so I'm going to be seeing the Simonetta and the Badalamenti. I'm going to see if they're related. I did find out that the Pizzo is, although I don't know about Francesco here, it looks like he may not have been from Carini, but Josephine or Giuseppe is definitely related because she is the daughter of Giacomo Cracchiolo and Serafina. And they're definitely on my tree. There is Giacomo and Serafina and Josephine and Francesco and the rest of their kids, Giacomo, his kids. So I know that they're related. So I'm going into this blind. The assumption is that, especially with Sicilian immigrants, they went to the same neighborhoods because of the language, for one. For one of the advantages of the language. So it's obvious why they settled into Detroit, Michigan, because in 1920, that was the place to be. I mean, that's where the work was. So, being that the Sicilian dialect, I'm not saying Sicilian is a dialect of Italiano, it's its own language and predates Italian. But within Sicily, in this with the Sicilian language, there are dialects, whereas someone from Palermo would have a difficult time understanding somebody from Messina or Catania. So it made sense that when they immigrated to the United States or wherever, they tended to go to, one of the benefits was to go to a neighborhood where there were also people, let's say here from Palermo, where they spoke the same dialect of Siciliano. So I'm going to be, so what I want to do first, I want to kind of get into the neighborhood. I want to actually see what it looks like. We got Monroe Avenue and 847 Monroe Avenue. So I think Google Earth is really cool that we can check this out. We can see a pretty good view of that. So we're going to go to 847 Monroe Avenue. This is so cool. Well, unfortunately, it looks like it's a parking garage. So from 1920 to, that's not actually right, 898 Monroe Street. So we've got to still go down the street. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that neighborhood even exists anymore. It looks like it is a detention facility, which is really unfortunate. I would like to have seen the houses that they lived in. Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't look like the neighborhood exists anymore. So the houses that they had over there, some we're not going to be able to see that. They apparently have been torn down and replaced with a prison, which, considering how Detroit went, isn't really that big a surprise.
You can't scare me, you slant-eyed yellow bastard. Take him to Detroit. No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything but that! No!
Okay, so let's get right into this. Let's see what we've got. Now, I'm very lucky with Carini, Sicilia, because the records are fantastic, going back hundreds of years. Baptism, the church records. The civil records are pretty good also. So I've actually gotten every one of the death records of every one of my great-great-grandparents, except for one, Vita Amata, and I'm still looking for that. So it looks like she passed away at a very advanced age. So I got up to mid-1920 already, and I still haven't found it. So apparently she lived quite a long life, which is really good. So let's look up Simonetta, Jack and Louise. Jack is 36 in 1920. That puts him born about 1884. So I can go into the records here. We do have one at 3 August 1883. Of course, I have no idea if that is him or not. Hopefully, there's going to be something in the marriage record that will clinch it. But being his age and the records only go to 1910, probably not. We do have one here from 1905, 1904, 1906. Oh, so cool. We've got Louisa Altadonna, and I would say that we probably have a match here. That I think right out of the gate we could see that Giacomo and Luis are from Carini. Also, it makes sense to live right next door to the Graffiolos. So just with that, I think we got a match that there's more from Carini over here. We got to do a little bit more to see. So the son's name is Anthony. The firstborn male is always going to be named after the father's father. So let's see in the records if the his father's name is and we've got Antonino. So everything is falling into place. It looks like the Simonettes are also from Carini. I got to see if they're on my tree. So it's easier to go with Santa Rufino. Let's see if they are on my tree already. We've got one. We got one. So let's see if she is married to Antonino Simonetta. No. So it is a different Santa Rufino. So on that side, not on my tree yet, but let's see about Louisa Altadonna. We've got Antonino and Angela Troa. See if the Altadonnas. There we go. We've got them, the Altadonnas. They are on my tree. Oh, I've seen him before. He lived, as you can see here, Francesco, closely related to Mia Nonna, the Gargaglianos. I already know that. And Francesco was almost 100. In fact, he was near 100 when he got this record here, this passport record. Always good to see longevity in Mia Familia. So we do have Giacomo Simonetta. He is on my tree. We have the children over here. So we have some of the kids. So I haven't been able to fill in all the kids. I can fill in more of the names now that I have. Looks like she was married to a Salvador before, and looks like she was. She's also married. So Giacomo Simonetta may have passed away, or Salvador passed away, and she got remarried. Given his age, I would say he's the second husband. So I have to still put in their children, but I'm pretty certain that this is the same family, and they are from Carini. I could take. Let's see. It says here they did come in. It says here they did come in 1913. So I can do a quick search. It looks like we've got 9. Hinge here, Giacomo. Yeah. Oh, okay. And looks like Luisa Simonetta. It looks like we've got to find the grave. So you can see that 29 October 1882. Does that match up? This is probably not the same guy. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have Giacomo's parents' information yet. But Louisa, not a very common name. So I'm going to say that this is our guy. So I'm going to put the 1920 census in that I already have. And I'm pretty certain that we've got our guy. Yeah, we got the right guy, Jack Simonetta and Louisa Altadonna. The names are matching up. We got the right guy. Oh, we have a death record here. This looks like one of the children. It's like pneumonia. Wow. One of their kids passed away at 4 years old. So this is just something that unfortunately we're going to see doing family history. So I'll finish that we got the right guy. We have here now the Simonettas living right next door to the Pizzo and the Cracchiolo families from Carini, Sicily. The Simonettas are also from Carini. We confirmed it. Really cool. Oh, love to see that. I'll get more information. And if there's a story, a really interesting story, which there usually is, then I'll get that posted also. So I'm almost certain here. Badalamenti, come on. This is a, just like Simonetta and Cracchiolo, this is a Carini name. It's a very prominent name. It's one of the top 10 most common names in Carini, Sicilia. Gonna bet the farm that just like the other families, the other three families, the Badalamentes, they're gonna be from Carini, Sicilia also. So let's look into that, just like we did with the Simonetta family. Let's take a look here. We got Giuseppe. He is 44 in 1920. So he was born about 1876. So we'll look up at Giuseppe. Initially in the baptism records, Giuseppe Badalamenti. That's a very Sicilian sounding name. But there's no question about that one. Probably easier to look in the marriage record. The wife's name that we're looking for is Katrina. Not a very common name, so that's going to really help. So Giuseppe, most common. Katrina, not so common. So that's not helping. Baptism record. Baptism record, as you can see on the right side here, tends to also, depending on the much later years when they're born after 1875, tends to have the spouse's name and the wedding date on there. We don't have that here. So I got to do a little more work to kind of get into this. So some of this may be edited out. So how am I going to go about finding out about this Giuseppe Badalamenti? We're going to go, I'll go to my tree, see if I have a Giuseppe Badalamenti. I'm going to have it. It's just a matter of how many they're going to be, but I need 1876. 1876, let's see if we've got one. I'm going to have to do a regular search here on Ancestry. I'm just going to assume Carini. So I can take away from the search. Spouse is Katrina. Put some of their kids in. Sam and Ida. So if we were to go to this, we know that the firstborn male is probably going to be Salvador. So we can go to Giuseppe and come down here to Salvador. And it's not looking good for us. He may not have a baptism record available. So let's see what the... So we know the kids are Sam and Ida. Ida. Yeah. So this is neither one of them. Okay. So we got to go to our search. Go maybe plug in one more kid, Giovanni. Let's see what comes up. Hopefully we'll get a naturalization record, something that will show. This is probably this is the one we're looking for. We have a marriage record. This is their marriage record. So let's go down here, find their marriage record. That will tell us. Giuseppe Badalamenti and Petrina Lafoto. Lafata is a very common Carini name. So just to take a detour. It's not. Now we have one, and it's 1862, so it's not nearly. It's a little. I don't think that's the right age. They're 18 years old in 1902, so that is clearly not the right one. All right. And the witness, we've got, if you see the witness, we've got a Giovanna Badalamenti and a Grazia Buffa. Now, Buffa is a very, very common Carini name. So I know the baptism records don't do too much for us here, but this is still looking, I think, pretty good. Okay, so her father's name is Giovanni. Her mother's name is Agata. But we've got a Rosalia Fanazzo. So Salvador Badalamenti and Rosalia Fanazzo. Now, Fanazzo is more of a Terracini name, but it is in Carini, and I do have cousins, Cugini, or familia that are Fanazzo. So that gives. So let's see if we have a Carini marriage record for them. So we're going to go to Salvador Badalamenti. We have a Salvador married to a Rosalia Fanazzo. And we don't. So there is a good chance that despite these names matching up and being from Carini, it could very well be that they're not from Carini, that they could be from Terracini or Genesi or one of the other cities right there next to Carini. I have to do a little more research to prove that. So hopefully there is a naturalization record that will give us the information. Here is a World War I draft record. Oh, and it just says Palermo, so we don't know. We don't know, but it does have the 12th of February, 1875. All right, maybe. All right, we have the draft record, immigration, citizenship records. We know the arrival was in 1902, which is really early, which, given where Carini mass immigration started, 1902 is a little early, but not out of the question. So maybe we can find a death record. A death record would hopefully have more than just Palermo. We found it. Oh, okay. We've got Giuseppe Badalamenti. We have the right birth. Well, this is the guy, but we don't know where they're from just yet. So we're going to go to find the grave. Oh, we got a picture of the guy. Hey, this is pretty cool still, too. So we've got our record here. And so this is Giuseppe Badalamenti. And here's a picture of the guy. So here's the guy from the census, which is still pretty cool, even if he's not. And he's from Terracini. That would explain why his mother-in-law is Rosalia Fanazzo, because that's one of the top 5 most common names in Terracini. That explains. Okay, so okay, so still really cool that we're able to find this information. I have a picture of one of his children. Still pretty cool. So out of this, we got 1, 2, 3 families that are definitely from Carini, the Pizzo, Simonetta, Cracchiolo. And then we have Badalamenti, who are from Terracini, which is right next to Carini, which is still pretty cool. And we were able to actually get a picture of Giuseppe. Unfortunately, there's not a picture of his wife, Katrina, but there is one where they have a picture of the daughter, Ida. And Ida, as we saw, is on the census here. She is 12 years old, born in Michigan. So that is Ida. She married a Rubino. Wow. She lived to be 99 years old. Great job. That's, we tend to have a lot of longevity in the people from the Palermo area. 1907 to 99. So that's pretty good. We have a picture of her husband. Doesn't say what part of Italy, but Rubino, yeah, it's probably the Palermo area. So really cool. So here we've got 3 of the 4 Siciliano families that are on this 1920 census, and it turns out that 3 of the 4 of them are from Carini. So really cool, really cool. I have a lot more of these that I want to do. That there was actually one that I was researching, and it was Anselmo. So that's going to be the next one that I do. So we'll see how many other families. There's like 5 other families with Carini sounding names that are on that census record. So we'll see if we can do better than 3 out of 4 on that one.